The chances that it will be recognized are literally zero. I mean, the Spanish government, the Spanish parliament, the Spanish Constitutional Court, and alongside with them, the European institutions are not going to recognize a referendum that is going to be blatantly illegal, blatantly contrary to the Constitution. The most likely scenario is a repeat of the November the 9th, 2014 consultation. Basically, a show-up, a fake referendum in which only those faithful and those blatantly in favor of independence will show up and will vote. Therefore, the likely scenario would be, again, 37% turnout, 99% of votes in favor. The fact that Puigdemont has called for a new plebiscite on 2017 brings us 4 years earlier, brings us to 2013, when the referendum of 2014 was promised. So one is very tempted to believe that it is the real goal of the nationalist parties in Catalonia, to keep this tension mounting on and going on. For as long as there is tension, they will be able to stay in power, they will be able to press Madrid, and they will be able to benefit from the support of many citizens in Catalonia. Some political observers are already jokingly referring to this new referendum proposal, saying that it's not going to be a referendum, but a never-endum.
Recent polls have suggested that the number of those supporting independent Catalonia has significantly decreased since 2014. How could you explain this trend?
Well, there is a growing frustration among Catalan citizens. Of course, there are a number of them, there's a sizable number of them who are against independence from the very beginning, but even those who have been in favor of independence are feeling that they are betrayed by their leaders, that their leaders have been promising them something that they cannot achieve by themselves, that it's not real. This succession of historical events, of historical dates, of historical referendums, of historical demonstrations that have led to nowhere is certainly likely to create tiredness, to create frustration among many Catalans.
Out of curiosity, has anybody ever described what independent Catalonia would look like? Would it have its own currency, its own language? Would it have its own local government, its own army? What is an independent Catalonia?
Well, this is something that is very rarely discussed. I just finished a research paper on the different Catalan draft constitutions that have been debated or have been presented in the last months. My first conclusion is that most of them are virtually unknown. And my second conclusion, quite disheartening, is that none of them would provide Catalonia with better democracy than they have now. They are very, very poorly drafted. They are very contradictory. They are full of mistakes, of errors, of institutions that are contradictory and that have never worked anywhere else.
That almost sounds like a teenager that's about ready to move out, shouting at the mom and dad, "When I move out, everything is going to be better."
Yes, well, definitely. If you look at the nationalist propaganda of the last years, there is an endless amount of promises. Catalonia will be able to pay all its debts, will be a safe place, will be able to secure our frontiers, we will be able to pay for social security, we will increase unemployment benefits, and so on and so forth. Some observers jokingly refer to this golden or pink future as Cata Disney. It's certainly a fantasy place that does not exist anywhere.
¿Qué coño es esto de la UDEF?